All right, folks, welcome back to Nadlan Forum Podcast Daily. I'm Ruby and I've got Lior with me. Lior, are you ready to go full undercover mode on the real estate world today?
Absolutely, Ruby. Let's do it. And you know, I always love these episodes where we get to sort of pull back the curtain. Today we're digging into who's actually working in real estate these days. And I mean, the survey out from Kaplan Real Estate. It really tells a story. Did you see how agents are mostly women now? I think it was just slightly more females than males, though not by a landslide.
Yeah, and it's very much a millennial and Gen X scene. I always just imagine these, 50-somethings in suits, but half the respondents live and work in the South Atlantic. I guess we're talking about states from Florida up through, Maryland? I wouldn't have picked that as the hotspot.
Same. And check this out. Over half the agents have 5 years experience or more, which I gotta say surprised me. Like clearly people are sticking with it. And it makes sense when you see that the vast majority are in residential. I think 88%? That number was kind of wild. Not so much commercial or property management.
Yeah, and what's really interesting, most people aren't entering for the glamour, right? It's about financial opportunity. 76% said extra income is the motive, and almost half wanted more schedule control. I mean, wouldn't we all love a bit of that?
Right. And here's something that actually happened to me last month. I met this agent at an open house in Brooklyn. She used to be a nurse for 12 years. She told me, Lior, if you ever had to get a first-time buyer through a stressful closing, being a nurse is actually great training. She was like the queen of empathy. She handled one client's total meltdown with just, this calm, steady energy. I think a lot of people are coming from professions like healthcare, finance, education, 11% from healthcare. That's the biggest group after just general business.
That's so true. It's not just about understanding buildings or contracts. It's about reading people in all their wild moods. And, they don't just hand you a license. People pour over 100 hours into studying for the real estate exam, mostly in just a few weeks. That's some dedication right there. It's not the path of least resistance.
So, let's talk about the real grind, Ruby. Because glam aside, the day-to-day is a serious juggle. 57% work full-time, but you've got 43% who are balancing something else, another job or family. 2/3 of those part-timers say it's because of family. And almost 60%, they're mostly working from home, not the fancy brokerage office with glass walls.
Yeah, my cousin actually made the leap from finance last year. She's in Melbourne, so different continent, but the same game. I was like, how's the glamour? She said most days are a wild mix of emails, running to inspections, and posting on Instagram in the car, parked. I swear, she gets half her referrals just from sharing behind-the-scenes dramas on her Insta stories. Like, who knew a leaking faucet could be so good for business?
That's real. And the money isn't just rolling in. The average agent had 7 transactions last year, with homes sitting on the market around 6 weeks, listing values at about $500,000. But the biggest headaches, lead generation, that's 39%, and market shifts, 36%. And trust me, everyone's worried about where the next deal is coming from, especially after, the cycles we talked about in previous episodes. Markets cool off and suddenly you're in hustle mode again.
Totally. And client communication is, without exaggeration, the skill. If you can't listen well and stay transparent, people move on. Empathy too. I think the survey had that at the top, but some admitted they're not so hot at negotiation or, honestly, even knowing every market detail. So there's still that hunger for more training. Actually, I think this is where agents can learn from following other fields, whether that's customer service or education. Never stop learning, right?
Absolutely. And it's kind of wild that 18% said their brokerage or mentor wasn't supporting them at all. I'm not sure if that's a New York thing or maybe everywhere. Agents rely a lot on each other, and as we've said in past episodes, relationships and networking, that's gold. Friends and family are still the top referral source, 63%, which dwarfs things like paid client programs or even social media. Still, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, those are where your brand lives in the modern era. Very different from when I started.
And now we hit the crossroads. How is this job changing? Tech, commissions, the whole lot. Over half the agents surveyed are already playing with AI. Some are using it to make social media posts or automate emails. Others are digging into market trends. Funny how quickly AI went from weird tech buzzword to, yeah, I use it for everything in this business. Only 17% said, nah, not for me, so it's mainstream now.
Yeah, agents got to do what's necessary to survive and thrive, especially with commission models maybe changing. 26% expect their income could take a hit, but over half don't think it matters much, and some even think it could be good for them. It's like, just as we said a few episodes ago about adapting to lending changes or credit tightening, resilience is everything. 2/3 of agents are looking to ramp up transaction volume or offer new services because, well, the rug can be pulled out any minute.
But let's be real, this tech isn't making things less stressful. 52% say stress management is a struggle. It's all still about perseverance. Most agents say they'll stick around for at least 3 to 5 more years, but a good chunk are eyeing the exit, burnout, or just wanting more stability. Lior, do you think all this automation and social media can change the actual agent-client relationship, or is it just another set of tools?
That's a good question. Honestly, more tools can help if you use them right, but they don't replace that human touch. AI gives you faster responses, but not the intuition for when a client is freaking out over a cracked tile. The best agents balance both. Tech makes you efficient, empathy builds trust, and as we said before, staying educated, building that financial cushion, never faking it with clients, that's how you stay standing when things shift again.
Absolutely. So here's the takeaway. This is a profession for the curious and persistent. If you're thinking about getting into real estate, it's a wild ride, but there's serious opportunity, especially for those who adapt and keep learning. All right, Lior, that's us for today. You want to take us out?
Yeah. Ruby, always a pleasure. To everyone listening, thanks for tuning in. Stick with us for more episodes on everything real estate, mortgages, and surviving the next market twist. Catch you next time, and Ruby, don't forget to send me that Australian coffee you keep bragging about.
Consider it done. Thanks everyone. Catch you soon. Bye.